edition of Smash TV's District Roundup, a recap of what has been happening in the St. Mary's Area School District. I'm Julie Wilson.
And I'm Gabe Timchik. We'll begin by traveling to the past with some students from our middle school. For more on this story, we turn to Tim Schreiber.
In December of 1777, George Washington led his tired and hungry troops into Valley Forge, which is about 20 miles northwest of Philadelphia. Mr. Rob Schreiber brings this experience to his students each year during one of his classes.
Every year, the American history class at the middle school go outside and march to reenact some of the hardships and experiences that occurred at Valley Forge under the direction of Baron von Steuben during the American Revolution. The students performed the drill and get a feel of what it was like back then. Because Mr. Schreiber has been doing this for several years, he was able to share some pictures of our current seniors when they were in 8th grade.
Mr. Schreiber also shares an interesting fact. The pine trees on the middle school campus are descendants of witnesses of Valley Forge.
From traveling into the past to traveling in the future, Mrs. Tamberlin is currently planning an educational trip in 2016. I had the opportunity to speak with her about this opportunity. Some may not be aware that Mrs. Tamberlin is quite the world traveler. Students and staff at St. Mary's Area High School are lucky that she wants to share her joy of travel with them as she plans a trip to Peru. What made you decide to go on this trip to Peru?
Well, we took some students at the beginning of my teaching career to Mexico, and it was really nice to share a travel experience that similar to one that I had had when I was in college. And
traveling to a foreign country has amazing benefits.
How the world is and how you are just such a small piece of the world. And you learn history, and you learn, you get to be able to use your language in an authentic setting, and it's really eye-opening for the student as far as what they know cognitively and who they are as a person. I picked Peru this time over Mexico because I think it's a place that is less accessible for people as they grow older. Most people will go to Mexico in some facet, going to Cancun or Acapulco for vacation, but Peru is someplace that few get to travel to.
So is it open to other students besides juniors?
It's open to any faculty, staff, or students of St. Mary's Area High School, and they can see me for information.
All right, so this trip will be full of unique cultural experiences that people will never forget.
Fly into Lima, which is the capital. We'll spend a short time touring the city there, but we are our main goal is to head to the Inca Trail, which the capital of the Incas was Cusco, the city of Cusco. It's a quaint little city. We'll spend some time there, and from there we will spawn off and do some of the ruins. There's some small ruins, Pisac, Sacsayhuaman, Ollantaytambo. We'll visit those Incan ruins. Then we'll take a train down the Inca Trail and head up to Machu Picchu, the World Heritage Site. Amazing wonder of the world that everyone should see.
So what other things should students expect when they get there? What's different from America and Peru?
They are way more laid back, and this is true of all of the places I've traveled. They're very more laid back, they're very friendly, they're very proud of their country, they're happy to show it to you. Be prepared to speak Spanish, and it's not assume that everybody speaks English around the world, and just keep your mind open.
As Mrs. Tamberlin stated, this trip is open to any student, faculty, or staff of the St. Mary's Area High School. If you have any questions or would like more information, please contact her at jtamberlin@smasd.org.
That sounds like an amazing trip. We hope that this piqued the interest of some of our viewers.
It should be a great experience for everyone who goes. Another great experience for students in our district occurred in a 5th grade classroom at South St. Mary's Elementary School. For more, we turn to Samantha Candelore.
Mrs. Armanini's 5th grade students at South St. Mary's Elementary School spent the second quarter participating in a motion and design module in science. The students learned about Newton's laws of motion, types of energy, and ways to reduce friction. In the culminating project, groups of students had to create a parade float, a pizza delivery truck, or a dragster. Their vehicles had to meet certain criteria such as time limits and distances. Each group also had to make a poster showing the design and cost of their vehicle. This was a great hands-on learning experience, and another example of how our school district is empowering learners. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Samantha Candelore.
Hands-on learning is a great experience for our students. One of our high school classes is proving this each day. Diego Rajo has all the latest.
the Entrepreneurship Club has started their own business of making t-shirts.
This club is actually an offshoot from the entrepreneurship class that is offered at the high school. This year, the club has decided to begin making t-shirts. According to their advisor, Mr. Dom Sura, the production process is a definite learning curve, but once mastered, they should be able to produce 90 t-shirts per hour.
Does it really go into making, a shirt, a t-shirt for that matter? And what we have here is this is the Riley Hopkins Jr. screen printing press, and we received grant money through North Central to purchase this equipment, right? And this is basically, it's a kit it's a business startup kit. And what we do here is we also purchase some software, and we have to create screens, and this is our first screen that we've produced. Our business name is Room 102 Tees.
The members of the club are excited about this venture and are hoping to be able to create t-shirts for sporting events and other school district functions.
And Dr. Toth and Dr. Williams and Mr. Collins have been really helpful with trying to put stuff on a fast track for us when we need it. But it's a process because we're all learning, and it's all a new thing for us. So hopefully we can get some shirts out here pretty soon.
Currently, there are 10 members in this club, but Mr. Sura is looking for more interested members. If you would like to be a part of this club, please see Mr. Sura during the school day. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Diego Araujo.
From learning in the classroom to learning on stage, our school district works to make each student a well-rounded individual. The kindergartners and first graders at Bennett's Valley Elementary School displayed their talents during their play held right before Christmas break. Ashley McCurdy has all the details.
It was Christmas at the OK Corral for the kindergarten and first grade classes of Bennett's Valley Elementary School.
Mrs. Liptak and Mrs. Pine's students worked very hard to bring this play to life. Under the direction of Miss Tiffany Gump, the play told the story of the candy cane kid who helped Santa save the town of Snowy Gulch from the big bad bubblegum bird. Many of the students in both classes dressed as cowboys, cowgirls, or barnyard animals for their performances. Everyone loved the costumes and the beautiful singing.
As always, the students and teachers put on a great production that will be remembered for years to come. For reporting for Smash TV, I'm Ashley McCurdy.
The elementary schools aren't the only ones who are bringing characters to life on the stage. This year's school musical production will be Cinderella. For a sneak peek, here's Jensen Kudre.
Our high school musicals are known for their quality productions that entertain audiences of all ages. This year will be no exception. The music and theater departments will present Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the favorite fairy tale of many. This will be a fairy tale experience for many of the cast, including the main leads, Annalise Wolfhanger as Cinderella, and Zach Timchek as Prince Charming.
I had a lot of people telling me, hey Zach, you'd be good at this, come on out and try it. And Autumn also told me that if I didn't do it, bad things would happen.
While Annalise is no stranger to the stage, Zach will be making his theater debut when the musical opens on March 19th. More information regarding ticket prices and showtimes will be available at a later date. Be sure to mark your calendars for March 19th, 20th, and 21st because you won't want to miss this production. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Jensen Kudre.
I encourage everyone to come and see the show, especially since I will be playing the Queen. In addition to the classroom and the stage, students in our school district are also learning the importance of physical activity. Ashley McCurdy has more.
Physical activity is important to everyone. Students at all three elementary schools competed in a hoop shoot contest.
The hoop shoot is a basketball shooting competition. Students compete to see who can make the most shots out of 10. The winners from Fox Township were Amelia Heigl, Sam Bowes, Grayson Bona, and Danielle Chamberlain. From Bennett's Valley, Maya Clabber, Eli Rippey, Jonathan Walkovich, and Emma Gavazzi. And from South St. Mary's, Caden Snellick, Chloe Robinson, Adam Wendell, and Rosa DePrater.
These students represented their school in the Elk Hoop Shoot competition at the CYMA Gym. Great job to everyone who participated. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Ashley McCurdy.
These type of learning experience wouldn't be possible without the support and encouragement of our administrators. There is a new, but not so new, principal at the high school. To find out more about him, we turn to Mary Meyer.
Although not new to our district, Mr. Joe Collins has recently become our high school principal. I had the opportunity to sit down with him. Mr. Joe Collins entered the high school principal office this past August. Throughout the year thus far, he has been supporting the faculty, staff, and students at St. Mary's Area High School.
And how was the transition from an elementary school to a high school principal?
They're kids. They're kids. Some are smaller than others. Every person just wants to be heard, listened to, and respected. Whether they're 3-year-olds to 18-year-olds. That's what it's all about.
What challenges does the school face, and how do you plan to meet these challenges?
I needed students to believe in themselves. You know, that it's not us against them. It's we're here to help. And that they have the ability. If they struggle, we're here to pick them up.
Potential is a word that Mr. Collins used quite a bit in our interview. It's a student's potential that he wants to highlight and encourage.
They need to realize what potential is. I mean, you walk under the sign every day, but you got to understand what your potential is. You all have great potential. You know, you need to find it. You need to find it somewhere, because this is the best years of your life, no matter what anyone tells you about college. When you get old like me, you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, I wish I would have done this. Sometimes it's best to listen to us old people.
For Smash TV, I'm Mary Meyer.
Encouraging words can go a long way. So can some humor. The District Roundup crew felt it was time to check back in with our new superintendent, Dr. Toth. Nikki Holland sat down with him to learn some interesting tips and secrets.
Hello, St. Mary's Area High School. I'm sitting down here again with our wonderful superintendent. Dr. Toth, your hair looks quite wonderful today.
Oh, well, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate the compliment.
Well, what do you do to keep your locks so beautiful?
Well, you know, as you age, you have to take more and more time with your hair. So, and I know a lot of people have asked me about it as well since I've been here. So I do take care of it on a routine basis. First of all, you know, it is essential that you should keep your hair clean, free of oils, and so washing every day, or, well, on the weekend you could wash it maybe every couple days. But every day or so is good, and you know, you don't need some expensive products for that. There's a lot of good products that are inexpensive, such as what I use. I use the ones from Suave. I think it's French. I'm not sure. But I use a clarifying shampoo. I use a conditioning type shampoo. And so they really help keep me looking good. That really cleans things out.
It keeps it soft.
So, you know, and obviously eating healthy is important too. And getting your vitamins every day.
Okay.
That helps with your hair growth too. You know, I take multivitamins every day, and vitamin D in particular for strong bones and hair really helps with my hair growth too. And you can see how well that hair growth is working.
Yeah, it's really long. So, like, what do you do to cut it? Like, keep it nice and not wild?
There's one of two things of what I do. When my wife can do it, you know, I let her cut my hair. So I brought with me a couple tools that she uses. One is the fancy clippers, and again, they're nothing that's real expensive. My wife will do that, and we have a pretty sophisticated setup at home for it. We use our kitchen, and you know how you have those expensive drapes that they put around you at the beauty shop?
Yes.
Well, I use a towel, okay, and that's even better.
Now, what happens if your wife's busy and she can't cut your hair? Where do you go to make sure that it's still perfect?
Well, really I go any place that anybody wants to become the highest paid beautician in the state of Pennsylvania. Because, you know, they charge you, even me, for a haircut, it might be $15, $20. It doesn't matter. Now, because they charge so much, I always make them shampoo when they're done. Because they never want to do that. They just want to, like, dust your hair out with a paintbrush or something, and then and I said, now I want it shampooed too for that amount of money. Some fun today with hair tips, and it is true. You know, you have to, if you want something to last, you got to take care of it. Now, you know, too, Nikki, is that I saw, you know, taking care of yourself. I saw Coach DeFilippi on the snow day, and he had this like Fitbit on his wrist. And he was bragging about he had this many steps in and burned this many calories. Well, I think, Coach, I could beat you in any given week on burning calories and steps. So if you want to take my challenge, Coach, and I'll put a dinner on it.
We have a challenge.
We'll do a week and see who has the most steps and burns the most calories, and we'll schedule that in the future.
We'll schedule it. Schedule it for next month. You hear that? Challenge. You're on, Coach. All right. Thank you so much for giving us these hair tips today and sharing your experience. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Nikki Holland.
Thanks for those amazing tips, Dr. Toth. It's clear with the administration like this that our students are motivated to be great citizens. The students at Bennett's Valley are working to create a better environment. Here's Mary Meyer with more.
Students at Bennett's Valley are helping the environment and raising money for their school by partnering with the Funding Factory. Every day, millions of potentially reusable electronics and recyclable printer cartridges are tossed. BV is saving these items for the Funding Factory, which inspects every item and determines if it can be reused or recycled. The school then receives money or gift cards that can be used for school supplies. Since 1997, Funding Factory has partnered with more than 50,000 organizations to prevent more than 21 million pounds of e-waste. Bennett's Valley will happily accept any used inkjet or laser cartridges. They will also be accepting any broken cell phones, iPods, MP3 players, or other digital devices. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Mary Meyer.
Bennett's Valley isn't the only elementary school that is working toward a good cause. A Relay for Life event was held this past month at South St. Mary's Elementary School. With all the details, here's Samantha Candelore.
On Friday, January 23rd, the gym at South St. Mary's was full of children and adults all working towards a great cause. The Relay for Life event is held each year at South St. Mary's. It is organized by physical education teacher Mrs. Mandy Asselone, along with Miss Susan Babick from the American Cancer Society. Participants could visit several stations throughout the gym, which gave information and provided an activity on cancer prevention. The nutrition station provided healthy eating choices and offered snacks, which were provided by the PTO. The sun safety station discussed staying safe in the sun and allowed students to make hats. Tobacco awareness provided information about smoking, and students tried to be active with limited lung capacity. There was the physical activity station, which had students hula hooping and jump roping. Participants also decorated luminary bags for the main relay. In addition to all these stations, walkers earned beads for every time they made a lap around the gym. To add to the fun, each lap required students to do a different movement. The event was a success because of help from the South St. Mary's Student Council and volunteer teachers and community members. Mark your calendars for next year, as all the South students, families, and friends are welcome to attend to raise money and show their support for cancer prevention. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Samantha Candelore.
And now for an update on Bennett's Valley's outdoor classroom. Join BV on a walk through the wilderness. The Bennett's Valley PTO is working on installing a brick sidewalk for the new outdoor classroom. Bricks are available in many sizes and can be ordered in memory or in honor of a family member or friends. If you wish to purchase a brick for the new walking path, you can do so by calling the school at 787-5481 or by following the link on the Bennett's Valley Elementary homepage. Proceeds from the bricks will be used to install cement floor and provide new benches for the learning space.
Thanks for the update, Gabe. Of course, none of this would be possible without the support from our school board. January marks School Board Appreciation Month. The students at Fox Township and Bennett's Valley created thank you gifts that were presented at a school board meeting. Each student designed a homemade donut with the message, "Do not forget you make the whole school dozens of times better than the rest." After learning what the school board does for our schools, the students wrote one thing that they are thankful for. Our very own Tim Schreiber had the opportunity to sit down with the president of the school board to learn more about this important group of people.
The St. Mary's Area School District School Board is an important part of our school system. I had the opportunity to sit down with the school board president, Dr. Hornock, to learn more.
For those who don't know, Dr. Clythera Hornung is no stranger to our school district. She served as the middle school principal, the high school principal, the assistant superintendent, and an interim superintendent. In addition, her children are graduates of our district. As president, she is in charge of running the board meetings. One of the items on their agenda is making sure the physical buildings are well taken care of.
We're going to be doing some significant work at the football field. Although that doesn't have a lot to do with academics, it certainly has a lot to do with encouraging students to stay in school. We're doing some other major projects which have not been approved. We're doing air conditioning at South St. Mary Street. That's been approved.
As an educator and administrator, Dr. Hornung is aware of changes to public education.
Well, the emphasis on testing, the Keystone exams, the PSSA exams, certainly the emphasis on testing has made great changes in public education today. We have a lot of mandates that we are required to do, but for which we are provided no funding to do, and that makes big changes in schools. If we were just allowed to spend our money on things that we thought were important for our community and for our students, that would make a world of difference in how we would spend our money, but we don't always have those options.
How important is community involvement in public education?
Think of all the things that we do here at school that we couldn't do without community involvement. Most of our sports have some volunteer coaches, and even the coaches that are paid, the majority of them, it's well, they're not. It's a token payment. That, you know, they're paid reasonably, but they certainly couldn't make a living at being a coach here in the district. It's something they do as a side job. We have lots of other volunteers who help around the school district. In our elementary schools, we have all kinds of volunteers that we help. We want to be able to provide the kind of education that this community needs. We want to be able to prepare our children, our students to go to college. We want to be able to prepare our students to go to the workforce if that's what's best for them. And we don't know what's best, or we don't know what our community needs unless we have good communication with our community about what's important.
Dr. Hornung encourages everyone to attend a school board meeting. Public education works best when the entire community is involved. Reporting for Smash TV, I'm Tim Shriver.
This concludes this month's edition of the District Roundup. From all of us at Smash TV, have a good night.
And a great tomorrow.